Okay, let's do a tour of the backyard, shall we? So anyway, let's get right to it. Let's start in the garden. Okay, so in the garden we have... It's so hard to do these videos. I'm not used to bending way down. As you know, I'm 6'6" and the gardens are way down there. So this is a beautiful Columbine, if you're familiar. Aquilegia, I do believe, is the scientific name. This is a really beautiful color. I originally wanted a blue one, but this one came up from seed and it's quite lovely. It's got a beautiful, beautiful flower. A trick that I do with these is when they start to go to seed, I trim off the little seed heads, and it seems to make the plant produce flowers for most of the season. If you don't trim off the seed heads, probably the flowers will last maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, and then they're done. But if you trim the flower heads off, they last almost all summer. Not nearly as showy as when you get the big plumes, but they will have flowers continuously going throughout the season. I have back here my Bloomerang Lilac. It was so much bigger last year. It really is a disappointment this year. I did get a decent showing of flowers, but about half the plant seemed to have died. It wasn't dead. When you scratch if you were to scratch the bark off the stem, it would show still green, and that tells me that there's still life in it. But everything else was putting out leaves, and this just wasn't doing anything. So I had to cut back half of the plant. Down in here, I've got some Calla Lilies that are starting to grow. Just little baby bulbs that were just thrown in the soil here, and they're alive, thank goodness. I've got another Calla Lily right here. It's so cute. I've got some shamrocks here, purple shamrocks. I guess I didn't think this one through because I've got some ice plants above them. Some beautiful orange flowered ice plants. Can you see that? And I've got some pink flowered ones right here. And these ones, I think, I don't know, either yellow or orange. I can't remember. I have this stunning tree peony that's really taken over. It's been through the ringer several times. I've transplanted it and transplanted it and transplanted it some more, but it's been in where it's in the location it's in now for about 3 years. It's looking okay. I get these flower buds on there every year, and every year they never open. I'm starting to get a little discouraged. I don't know what to do. The plant itself looks really healthy. I wonder if it could just be because we fertilize the lawns so much. And I hear that with high nitrogen fertilizer, it kind of aborts the buds and grows a lot of green growth. And if that's the case, then as you can see, it's growing a lot of green growth. It looks stunning, besides no flowers. Have some Spiderwort under here. Oh, there's some flowers right here. It's a beautiful variety, white and purple. The only problem with Tradescantias, the spiderworts, is the flowers tend to shrivel up when they get hit by the sun, kind of like a morning glory. So if you have them, plant them in a shadier spot. That way you're almost guaranteed to have the flowers out all day. If it's in a sunny spot, they will survive. However, the flowers will only last for the morning hours. I've got my beautiful cactus here, my Opuntia, the hardy prickly pear cactus. I will have some flowers on here, as you can see by my fingers, but there's so much new growth here. So much new growth. I almost am afraid to work in this little area. I've got some miniature rose right there. I think it was pink. It was doing really well in the spring, but it's starting to peter off and just kind of look a little sad. If anybody has any suggestions, the leaves look healthy, but the plant just isn't as bushy as it once was. So any suggestions, please shoot them my way, and we'll try to resolve the problem. And I have this beautiful iris. This is supposedly a reblooming iris, so I'll keep you guys posted on this. This is the first, well, I've known about reblooming irises for a number of years, but I've never owned one. I have never heard of anybody talking about them saying that they rebloom. and how they rebloom. So I will keep you posted on how they grow and what to expect with them if you decide to purchase them. I thought irises are so beautiful, and their bloom time is so short that having them, the one that reblooms, would probably be a big benefit. The flowers are quite large too. This is up against my hand. They're a big flower. I think a little bit bigger than a normal bearded iris. I've got this lovely holly. I love the variegation in that holly. I can't wait to bring some in over the winter and make some arrangements out of those. I've got some lupins that grew from seed. They're looking quite lovely. I don't know what to do with them because they kind of look weedy in there. I like to have a little bit of space between my plants, and this doesn't allow for the space. But you got to do what you got to do, right? If I don't have any space, they might have to leave, but I'll see if I can make some room. Also, here is the Clematis. It is looking really nice. I've got 3 different varieties of Clematis in here, all different stages of bloom. I think this one that you see here is all Jackmanii, the beautiful 4-petaled purple flowers, and behind it on this side, the Jackmanii is actually on this side of the fence, and it's grown all the way over. And on this side of the fence, it's a purple variety, like a pinky purple. So when it blooms, I'll definitely show you. And as you can see, there's a lot of buds in there, a lot of buds. So what else do we got here? Here we got another beautiful Cranesbill Geranium, a hardy geranium. Looks really, really nice. This one will flower all the way till frost. I really like this variety. I don't know what it's called, I forget, but it performs really, really well. It's a lovely clump former. I've got another type of daylily here. This one's called Pandora Box, or Pandora's Box. It's a reblooming variety of dwarf daylilies. I've got some Liatris down here. Last year the Liatris didn't really do very well. I got a lot of insect damage when it was young, and it never really produced anything. It just kind of died, but it came back, and I'm very pleased to see that it's starting to produce a flower spike. I've got a couple of varieties of heather, one in front of the boxwood, one to the side of the boxwood, and then another one off to this side of the boxwood that you probably can't see because I've got some daffodils in the way. Soon those daffodils will be pulled out once they start yellowing a little bit more. I've got some Gerbera Daisies. I haven't had much luck with them in the garden. Whenever I get them, they tend to stop flowering and just produce leaves, but I refuse to give up, and we'll keep trying until we figure out what's going on. I've got some daylilies here around this beautiful Japanese maple. I think this is August Moon or something like that variety. All the new growth has that reddish hue to it, and then they go to that yellowy green, chartreuse sort of color. Very, very stunning plant, and this has grown so much. It's so big in comparison to when we bought it. I've got a couple of varieties. I've got one variety here of Bachelor Buttons. They're starting to get a little sad right now. It looks like I might have to cut them back. The wasps really love it. As long as it keeps the wasps away from me, I'm all good with it. It looks like I'm starting to get a little bit of powdery mildew, so I'll probably end up cutting this plant all the way down to the ground and let it start coming back up. This plant is performs like a weed, so cutting it back will only make it grow back stronger. This here is a variety of evening primrose. It's got a big, beautiful yellow flower, absolutely huge. The flowers are about 4 or 5 inches across. Really, really stunning. Comes out when it's sunny outside. They're very electric in their color. You definitely know when they're flowering in the garden. My hostas, let me pull away here a little bit. The hostas on this side of the garden are really starting to take over, and I love it. I love it, but I don't know what's going to happen with them because I don't have a lot of space. This is beautiful. This is a type of European ginger. I love how the leaves are so naturally glossy. And let's look under here. I don't have any flowers just yet. I've got some buds. Can you see in there? There's some buds in there, but they're not open yet. They've got a really neat brown flower. Some lovely varieties of hosta. I showed you before, this is Epimysium. I love this Epimysium. These leaves are like wire. They feel fake. I love it. I love it because it feels so fake. I've got some more Clematis up the trellis. This is a shadier spot, so the Clematis tend to not grow as well or as fast. As you could probably see, there's all kinds of buds on this one as well. This is the Thailand Giant down here. It's starting to grow. I only have the one leaf on it just yet, but give it some time. Once the hot weather kicks in, it's going to grow like crazy. And it'll be 5 feet tall and 4.5, 5 foot long leaves before you know it. I've got a variety here of Siberian Iris. I think this variety is called Caesar. It's going to have a nice dark blue, almost purple flower. It's quite stunning. Smaller flower, but really, really nice. Again, more hostas. I've got some Lady's Mantle. I've got more hosta, a little bit of Helleborus, another hosta, and a hydrangea. The hydrangea is looking really, really nice. It's a lace cap variety of hydrangea. I'll do another video on this very, very soon. I want to show you how to care for hydrangea and how to make the flowers pink or blue. This year I'm going to actually try to make these flowers blue. And another hosta down underneath. So anyway, this is what's on the ground. I'm going to stop this video now because I'm sure it's getting way too long, and I'll take you guys on a tour of the pots that we have on the deck as well. So stay tuned and happy growing.